Hello, guys. Welcome back to another edition of the Strongman podcast Winner Circle, where we have our co-host, Anthony Furman, and our
Guten Tag.
esteemed guest of Matthew McKeegan. If you guys don't know Matthew, he took second at the Clash of the Coast World Strongest Man Championships, fourth at World Strongest Man 105 kilo last year. Prior to that, he went on a streak of a 13 contest win streak around the UK. He's the owner of MK Fitness and Strength. He's the Irish juggernaut. He is Matthew McKeegan. Welcome, Matthew.
What an intro.
Hello, and thanks for having me.
Hey, man, seriously, thank you for coming. We want to get the best of the best here, the guys that show consistency winning in the sport and in life. So thank you for joining us, man. I'm excited to have you if you can't tell.
Yeah, I'm excited. I can see that.
Anthony, tell the people why we call him the Irish juggernaut.
We call him the Irish juggernaut because this man will go through a brick wall if he has to, and he's Irish. Is that why?
Yeah.
Well,
from a good nickname.
When we were announcing the Jersey Clash, as the events went on, like the dumbbell and the deadlift, he kept getting faster and stronger.
Oh yeah, that's it.
As momentum went on, he picked up steam and was just his best at the end.
You picked up more momentum. You were more unstoppable. The more momentum you picked up, that's why we called you that. Good memory, Camby.
I don't forget things.
Yeah.
So Matthew, let's start off the basics. Tell us about your superhero origin story and how you obtained your superpowers. Or just tell us how you started.
He's like, I just found out I was a superhero. Calm down.
Or just tell us how you got your start in strongman.
Well, I was a bodybuilder for like 6 or 7 years, and then the guy that organized all the bodybuilding shows in Ireland, Dave Warner. I don't know if you know Dave. Dave competed at World's Strongest Man. He's involved at OSG and Giants Live. Nice guy. But I was in his gym training one day, and he seen me deadlifting 300 kilos, and I was like, "Did you just deadlift 300 kilos?" And I was like, "Yeah." So you should try strongman. And obviously at the time, I was totally unaware of weight classes, so I just pictured Brian Shaw and Thor and all these guys, and I was like, "I can't do strongman. I'm fucking tiny." And he was like, "Trust me, you'll be good at strongman." And he entered me for this beginner comp. It was like 2 weeks later down in Cork. It put me through like one stupid training session for like an hour. Like, showed me how to lift an axle, showed me how to use farmers, never did stones, and I went to the competition and I won. And then like 6 months later, I did a max deadlift competition and broke the Irish record for 105, and I was like, well, that must be quite strong. And that was it then. I just stuck at it.
So when we're talking about like when Dave told you like you'd be good at this, don't worry, and you didn't know about the weight classes, like what year was that?
Ooh. 4 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, yeah.
So 2018,
2018, around then, yeah.
So,
but even then, it was more like deadlifting, because I was always like, even when I started going to the gym when I was like, oh man, like 10 years ago, I could deadlift like fucking 5 plates a side, as you'd say, in the bodybuilding days, like 220 kilos for reps within like 6 months, and that takes some guys years. It was just strong, but obviously, I didn't even know what strong was back then. I didn't know what strong meant compared to the shit we do now.
None of us do, man.
And then when you say strongman, automatically everybody just pictures the big massive guys. Obviously, it's changing more so now. But yeah, it's I didn't think it was anything I would ever be capable of doing. And then even like 2 or 3 years ago, like obviously I would have seen, obviously you at the time, Furman, you were the main man. So being your Instagram, looking at the shit you'd be lifting, I'd be like, how the fuck am I ever going to get that strong? And then here I am.
Yeah, that's a cycle, man. It's a cycle of life. Yeah, like the Lion King shit.
Yeah.
Cool. But coming off, of course, a big podium, give us some insight on your training leading up to Clash. What were some of the biggest challenges that you faced?
Well, obviously in Jersey, usually I would stay quite conditioned year round. Like I wouldn't say I'm necessarily unfit. But then OSG was obviously a 3-day comp. I think the comp I had before that was UK Strongest Man over here in the open weight category, which was 3 days. And then what was before that? The comps before that were very slow paced. So I went to Jersey, and the American guys, as you know, these are all very conditioned, very fit. And it really caught me off guard in Jersey. Like after the deadlift as well, maybe I'm going to blame Laws for this, out of Laws' arrogance, not mine. He didn't think anybody would like hang around with me in the deadlift, so we only trained for like sets of 6 and 8. And then Jeff Lee did, what did Jeff do? Like fucking 12 reps or 13 reps, and I was like, fuck me. And I did 13, and I would see after I did those 13 reps, that really, I didn't. The central nervous system did not recover at all. And then I made the mistake on the farmers. So the focus for class then was just condition and moving. So we trained moving events 3 days a week. I did a conditioning session with the boxing coach once a week. And I just focused on mid-release fit because I know statically I'm very, very strong. So it was just working and moving well with implements and being fit. And it worked well because all the moving events, I won them all. So it paid off.
Yeah, man, I can say like, seeing the difference in just a few months' time, like seeing you live in Jersey and live at Clash was night and day difference, man. You came with a fucking package to Clash. It was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always been that way since I started doing strongman. Like I used to be shy at yoke, I used to be shy at log. Like anything I was bad at, I would just train it over and over and over again until not even until I was decent at it, until I was the best at it. Because there was a few guys at the start in Ireland when I first like this. Imagine this fucking bodybuilder guy coming on the scene and being able to deadlift more than all the strongmen with their suits and shit. Because when I broke that record, it was just in some wee shitty bodybuilding belt. The straps were barely holding together. And I was like 100 kilos. So the strongman, the community didn't really accept me with open arms initially. It was this pretty boy bodybuilder. And one of the guys said, like, all you can do is deadlift. And I was like, because I was so shy at log. And I was like, no what? Fuck you. And a year later, broke the log record for Ireland. I've got the British dumbbell record now. And I would say I'm quite well rounded. Everyone always calls me a deadlift specialist, and I don't like that. I never wanted to be remembered as just being good at deadlifting, and I think now I'm finally in a place. Clash proved it, where I'm good at pretty much everything. I think I'm not terrible at anything.
Yeah, I think podiuming at Clash, nobody can ever say that you're not a well-rounded athlete. It's just by nature of the competition.
Yeah.
Especially when you have less than shy of 20 implements you had to train and be an expert for.
Yeah, it's like the definition of like well-rounded.
Yeah, apart from that squat, fuck that squat.
It's staying forever.
So kind of of course, my next question is another Clash related question. So your last 3 shows were in America. What have you learned in order to kind of peak your best when traveling overseas and traveling through different time zones?
Yeah, so Florida, when we went to Florida for OSG, me and my wife went really early because it was our honeymoon. So like the whole jet lag thing, it didn't impact me as such because we were there for like 5 days. So by the time we competed, I was well settled in. And that was essentially the way I went to New Jersey. It was just like a warm-up camp to see how my body would adapt to the jet lag and how many days I would need. And I came to Jersey 2 days before we competed, so like the day before weigh-in, and that was way too early. Way too late, because the day we competed, I was awake from like 3 a.m. Because my body clock just hadn't reset. So by the time we competed, I was like, I had a full day of work done on my laptop and this and that. So I realized for Carolina, I needed like a day earlier. And then I have a nutritional coach, so I just fed back to him like what went well, what didn't went well, what challenges we met with food, like what food I could take on the plane. Even down to things like getting to America, like obviously your meats and your foods are different to what we have. Even down to sodium levels, small things when you're cutting weight, and then when you're rehydrating. And then obviously I got to Carolina, my fucking suitcase got took away, so I had no food at all. So, geez, man, I can't even fucking learned anything from South Carolina because the whole suitcase thing. Just the only thing being was the time. I think when you're weighing in and you're competing, you need 2 full days because we were 5 hours behind. So, like essentially, when I left Ireland, I was awake the time I got to Carolina for like 30 hours, and then getting to Carolina or anywhere in America, and then trying to get your body clock to adapt and actually go to sleep at like 9 or 10. Because the first day I arrived in New Jersey, I think I tried so hard to stay awake. I arrived at like 11 a.m. Ended up falling asleep at 4 in the afternoon and woke up at like 2 a.m. So that was the week fucked. But Carolina, the flight time suited better. Got some melatonin, some other sleep products, and it's just time, managing your time well and getting there early enough.
So you think, for instance, if weigh-ins are on a Thursday, you should be there on Tuesday.
Should be there on Tuesday, 100%. And again, such a long flight that it depends how experienced or inexperienced you are as well with cutting weight. Obviously, I've cut weight now like 25 or 30 times, and I'm quite light. I walk around like 107, 108. So cutting weight's really easy for me. So if you're coming to America and you've got like 6 or 7 kilos to cut, fuck me, you need 2 days, because you don't really know how the flight might affect your body weight. What access to food you're going to have, the water, so all those things play a really big role for a 105 guy.
Yeah, very true. That's some good wisdom there. Everyone watching right now.
Even like your supplementation, making sure you pack all that shit. Pack what's important, the most important shit, instead of taking fucking fancy clothes, fancy this and that. Always your supplements and your food should go everywhere with you. Because again, if you get to America, and man, the restaurants could be just fast food or shitty food, and if you're cutting weight, you need to know what's going on.
Hey, wait a minute. Hold on now, sir, are you here saying that in America we have shitty food and fast food and that's it?
I said if the restaurant.
Say Jersey Mike's is delicious, so don't go there.
All right, I got a good one for you, Matthew, and then Anthony. Let's keep him on track. So, with all the guys you competed with at Clash, who do you believe what you have to watch out for in 1 year, 3 years, and in 5 years?
Ooh.
Well,
obviously, in the immediate year, who you got
next year? Who's your biggest threat next year?
This year coming in next year, obviously Isaac. Isaac was brilliant. Although he definitely had a lot of weaknesses. Not a lot. Like the dumbbell, for example, was a terrible event for him for a winner. But Isaac was very well rounded. He was very calm, very collected. Just a really good professional athlete. He was very good. And then I still have PTSD from that stone. Because as soon as he came out, he just threw the thing back in like 3 seconds. I was like, "Fuck me!" And
we saw it. That's good TV.
I would very much have liked to go head to head with Isaac, fresh on a stone, to see how far we could have went. Because obviously we're both very good. But yeah, Isaac was. But before I came to Clash, obviously I didn't know who Isaac was. I didn't know he'd place second at World's Strongest Man. He's not mad busy on social media or whatever, so Isaac's the main man at the minute. Obviously, along with yourself, Mr. Camby.
Oh, whenever I come back, right now I'm a has-been. All right, in 3 years, who you think is going to be giving you a run for your money?
My client, Nick Hine, definitely Nick.
Cool.
Yeah, I think Nick might give you a run for your money next year, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
In 3 years,
it's just mentally.
Yeah, keeping
Nick on track mentally is the hardest.
No, but I think within 3 years he's going to win a very big competition.
Oh, for sure. If he can just keep his head stable, he's Clash is only his 3rd ever competition, which is insane.
That's crazy.
It just comes with experience, because when they changed the groups, my group was hard, but even at that, I didn't care. And Nick was like, "Man, did you use my group? My group's changed." I was like, "Man, fuck up. Focus on you. You are very, very good. It doesn't matter who's in your group. Just focus on you." He just needs to believe in himself more.
We need to use that as a clip, because every competitor needs to fucking hear what he just said and stop whining about groups.
So how much? We're like 18 minutes in. All right.
There you go. Matthew's message to crybabies.
Yeah.
All right.
Even before competitions, and guys scrolling on Instagram, finding people. Oh my God, he's competing against me. I never do that. I do not care who's there.
That's the proper attitude.
Doesn't matter.
You can't care. No, it literally doesn't matter who's there. If you perform, that's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly.
End of the day. I love that. So 5 years from now, though. So let's go 5 years. So let's say it's a guy that maybe didn't make the finals this year at Clash. One of those gentlemen. That's 5 years from now.
Anybody you talked to that had a good attitude?
What I maybe come across as biased, because I used to coach him for nutrition, and then Laws coaches him, but Ollie Clark. Ollie has a lot of potential. He's so young.
Yeah.
Ollie's only like 21, 22. And he's so statically, he is so strong. I think he just got really nervous at clash, and then obviously he passed out with the electrolyte imbalance and stuff. So just with more experience, he's got a great coach, obviously, and he's got business-wise. I've worked with all the business-wise. He's in a good position business-wise, like financially, where he can commit to training, supplementation, coaching. So I think always in a good position now where he can really, like, strongman can be like a hobby, but it can be a hobby that can take very far because he doesn't have to worry and stress about being employed or work or whatever. So if you're self-employed like he is, it's a good spot to be in. So I think I'm not even biased because he's my friend, but I just think he's got massive potential to be very, very good in a few years' time, especially if he's only 21 and he's so strong.
I can agree with that, and I also agree everyone should be self-employed.
Yeah, fucking right.
Yeah, well, great answer. So keep your eye out for Isaac Hine and Ollie Clark.
Ollie, don't call it a heart attack, Clark. He did not like it when you called it a heart attack.
You said that on air?
We talked about it on air. I think we mentioned heart attack, and
awesome. Tell how it is.
His girlfriend was very, very concerned. It was I was actually frightened in 5 minutes when I seen his muscles. She was scared.
I was terrified. That was also big shout out if any of you were watching Hilton Head EMS. They were hot shit on it. They got there real quick and took care of this situation. It was amazing.
Yeah.
That's why you're always encouraged to do big shows, so you can always be in that situation. So you mentioned a little bit in your origin story, you're telling us a little bit about when, of course, things got real. But like, what moment did you realize your potential in the sport? Was it a certain lift? Was it a certain contest, or was it something gradual?
I think there was Dave Warner. There was an open weight competition in Scotland at the Highland Games. And Dave had texted to say he needed another Irish lad to go and represent Ireland for part of the Celtic Games. And I was like, right, okay, I'm just getting sent to make up numbers here. Hadn't even trained for it. It was like a week out. And I was totally unaware that it was the actual official Highland Games. It was TV. So me and my wife arrived to this arena or field in Scotland, and there's like 30,000 people there. And I rang Dave. I said, Dave, what the fuck have you sent me to? I haven't even trained for this. I'm the smallest person here. I am fucked. And he says, Matt, you'll be fine. Just go and enjoy it. And that'll be it. And there's a couple of pros competed, like John Pollock, a few other Scottish guys, Ryan Reid, some really strong open class competitors. And bear in mind, I didn't train for this. I just went to have fun. And Dave says you'd won a few pounds if you did well. I ended up winning the whole thing. And then the mayor of Glasgow handed me like an envelope at the end of it. And there was like a few thousand quid in it. It was my first time getting paid. And I was like, I just beat people I used to watch on TV and I got paid. And I didn't even train for it. I was like, I must actually be quite good at this. And I think that was probably the defining moment. I was like, yeah, I'm going to start taking this seriously. Do you know what I mean?
What a cool story. That's one of the cooler ones I've heard.
You cleaned house.
Yeah, got paid a few quid for it. Oh yeah.
And I think what I learned from that as well, and it's what I was talking about now, even to myself and to my clients. Like, I went there with no pressure. I had so much fun competing. I enjoyed it. Whereas comps before that, I went to and put mad pressure on myself. Didn't enjoy prepping for it. Didn't enjoy any of it. Came second, went home and cried, and was fucking furious. So I think if you try and focus on enjoying competing and enjoying prepping for it, obviously it's going to be hard. And there's days you're not going to enjoy it at all. But in the grand scheme of things, you need to just look back and remember why you started doing it in the first place. I think that was a big lesson I learned that weekend, is just enjoy competing and have fun when you're doing it. Be serious and be professional, but enjoy it and embrace it, and you'll perform better. I think sometimes if you put too much stress on yourself, especially when you start competing for money and whatnot, the enjoyment can disappear very fast.
The only question I have after that whole thing is, what the fuck is a quid anyways?
A pound. 1 pound.
Okay, so a quid is a pound. Yeah. What is a pound?
English,
is that a dollar?
English money.
So 1 pound, though. So 1 pound would be like $1.20, I think.
Okay, so but that is like your dollar though, like your main like.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
our currency. Yeah,
All right, so a pound is your main currency, and a quid is like a slang term for it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, finally, after all these fucking Guy Ritchie movies I watched.
I knew that because I'm well cultured, Anthony.
I'm trying to be, but I have an American flag tank top and a mustache, so I'm learning. All right.
But that was a really cool story, and especially going with like expectations. Appreciate.
Yeah, very good wisdom at the end there.
All right, we're gonna switch things up a little bit. We're going with fill in the blank and explain your answer why. Guys that win strongman contests are blank.
Crazy.
Ooh.
Crazy. Okay. Why are they crazy?
Anybody that does strongman is a little bit crazy to begin with, but the taekwondo has to win and be really good. You have to be different and a bit crazy to really go beyond the point of where everyone else is willing to go. Like if you get injured and continue on, if you pass out, get back up and keep going, and just to have that mindset of the juggernaut. Don't ever give up. I just keep fucking going.
He likes it. He likes it, Nick.
Yeah.
Well, that's the one nickname I think I got right. I've been trying to push Slick Nate Bowling. I think that's been going. You don't like Slick Nate?
No, it sounds really weird and gross.
But he's like Texas, and then Mike O'Connor doesn't like the nickname I gave him. So
Iron Mike.
No, Dirty Mike.
What about Iron Mike? It's perfect.
Iron Mike is better.
Iron Mike.
But the Irish juggernaut, Iron Mike. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna make note of these.
We're still open to suggestions for Nate and Mike O'Connor. So if you want to comment in the comments, what's your favorite nickname?
Give us the best names. We can't go with Slick Nate or Slick Rick or what'd you call him?
Slick Nate Bowling.
Slick Nate Bowling. That can't stand. We have to have a new name.
All right. Sorry, Nate. All right. So
Dirty Mike sounds like some sort of porn star.
yeah, like a porn star, like a porn star that's not actually in movies.
All right, another fill in the blank, and then explain your answer why. Guys that don't win strongman contests are blank.
Losers? I don't know. Simple.
Oh, I mean that is the most direct answer you could give.
Yeah, well,
that's a no explanation needed.
Hey. I'm a loser. I came second, so first loser.
Yeah. All right. Nick was not expecting that.
I did not. All right. So of course some kind of original questions. So you started getting into kind of strongman and even like strength sports, but who were some of your favorite guys to look up to when you started? I know you were mentioning Anthony because he was the staple in the U.S. for a little bit, but yeah, other good.
Number one.
Yeah.
Me number one till 2018.
Yeah, there's obviously open guys, but everyone has open guys they look up to, so maybe trying to avoid them. Obviously, you could be users like Thor. I always really liked Thor. Kielicowski. Those are my two real favorites, Thor and Kielicowski. But then as a 105, like obviously when I started competing at 105, obviously Anthony, yourself, Jiri from the Czech Republic.
Yeah.
I'd say you two were the main two. It was only obviously like last year when I started to get good, I became aware of you were Camby, and obviously you were the main man last year at Clash and whatever else. So I'd say Furman, yourself, and then Jiri, you were the two guys on social media because you had obviously won OSG and then twice, and then Jiri just dominated Europe for so long, with all the ultimate strongman comps. Like he dominated all of them, and there's actually a few times in 2020 we were supposed to compete together in Ukraine, Czech Republic, and COVID fucked it all. And then he was supposed to come to Arnold's UK last year for the log and deadlift, and I think he's injured. I think he's still injured. I think he got quite a serious back injury. He had to maybe get surgery or something, he was saying.
Yeah, he's banged up.
So
that's one of the biggest regrets I have is in summer 19, I was supposed to go do all the world championships in Europe. That was right after I won the OSG, and I turned it down to do the Arnold Pro heavyweight circuit, which ended up fucking my knee up even worse. But I really wish, looking back, I really wish I would have done that summer so I could have swept, the whole thing.
The guys in Europe as well seem to put on like a really good show. Valery, the Ukrainian guy.
Yes.
Everyone gets flew out. You get looked after very well. And plus, you're getting to see some beautiful places in Europe. I think that's a really good thing I enjoy about it.
I've heard nothing but great things about it.
Yeah.
Cool. So next question. So in your opinion, who are some overrated strongman in the heavyweight circuit?
Jeez. This is going to get spicy.
You can say Paul Dwyer because I'm just kidding.
I don't like this question.
We demand the truth.
There's only one person we're looking for.
Yeah. Well, you might get a different name than I give you, but I think
he has to think about it. There's so many.
No, there's so many, but there's one here in the UK, and I like him, and he's going to be good. But Andy Black, the big Scottish lad.
That's the guy that got the world's invite. Everyone was all mad about.
Yeah. Again, I like Andy. He's got great potential, but he's just fucking massive. He's just a big, huge guy.
Yeah.
And I don't statically. His overhead. There's so many weaknesses there for him to get the call up ahead of someone like Paul Smith. I don't know. So I'm not going to say he's not a great strongman, because he is. He's done very well. But yeah, if I could pick one in the UK anyway. I don't follow the whole open strongman scene that much, believe it or not. I don't watch strongman a lot.
I fucking love it, Matt. I love that so much. I
just look at the 105 guys, because that's who I'm going to compete against. So I don't really care about the open guys. Obviously, I watch Giants live comps, so because at Christmas it all gets televised here. Yeah. I obviously follow World's Strongest Man. I watch Rogue, but I've got my favorite guys. I follow the Stoltmans, Kwiatkowski. Thor doesn't do it anymore. But see, apart from the Stoltmans and Big Laws, I do not watch any of it. Honestly. So
I'll answer.
I have a question.
Yeah, Anthony, take it away.
So Matt, you travel a decent amount to compete and everything. Bidet or no bidet?
Yeah, no bidet.
You're a European. You don't like bidets, huh? See, I fucking love them. I wish we had them more over here. That was weird. I thought you were going to say you must be a weird.
No, they're just not a thing here. They're not a thing here at all.
Oh, they're not a thing in the UK or just Ireland?
In Ireland or the UK? No. Well, no. More of a European thing.
Oh, that's right. You guys exited the European Union, didn't you?
So did the bidets. All right,
they got rid of the bidets. Yeah. That's part of the Brexit.
Took them all out. But and Ireland were sort of, yeah. Ireland's a lot different to the UK and the rest of Europe. I don't know. Yeah, no bidet. Simple answer.
All right. I see.
Let's plug in Big Lows a little bit. I know
Big Lows. Did you say Big Lows?
Big Laws.
That's his new nickname, Big Lows.
So Lawrence. So how has he passed down his knowledge of competing at high level shows down to you? Like, for instance, does he discuss that in his coaching, or like how's he be able to pass down some of that precious information?
Well, it's just an experience of everybody. Every athlete should have a coach, especially if you are a coach. You probably need your own coach just to take stress off. Decision making for yourself is way different as decision making is for a client. You can make a decision for a client in a heartbeat. When it becomes yourself, it's a fucking whole big deal over something stupid. But Laws just keeps me on track. It keeps me the task at hand, because I like to compete a lot, and Laws gets very frustrated with me. So if there was a competition every week, I would do it. But the main reason I sort of reached out to Laws was like the first year at UKs, I had a coach, but it was a powerlifter. So Laws had obviously been there, done this comp, done that comp, used this kind of yoke with that kind of farmer. So obviously, as you go to different competitions, the equipment's going to be different. He's got experience competing in foreign countries, and he's just a very successful strongman. And the way he coaches people, I like his coaching is very basic. A lot of the very popular coaches now overcomplicate stuff way too much, just to make themselves relative. So he coaches quite similar to the way I coach, the way I trained before I signed up with him. So it just worked well. And it's just having that calm head and experience to tell me I would just train hard every day if someone let me. So it's having laws there to sort of keep me on, what would you say, like a lead, keep me on a leash for a while. Because as I say, I would just compete all the fucking time. So like after I did well at OSG, we had a chat and he was like, see next year, if I tell you you're not competing, you're fucking not competing. You'll do the comps we agree that you do and you're not wasting time doing stupid shit. And then last year I did a lot of open weight competitions and that's what essentially fucked my patella. Was the car flip at UK's or Ireland's, one of the two. But yeah, he's like, you're no more open comps. It's fucking stupid. Do what I say, and that's fucking it. So it's having someone you look up to. Like obviously, I respect Laws so much because there could be other coaches that would say that to me, and I'd be like, yeah, fuck off. I like Laws. I respect him. He's been there, done that, fucking 20, 30 times. So how can you not want to be coached by Laws? And it's just so nice as well.
I can tell you, man, he might be one of your biggest fans too, as well as your coach. He's very proud of you, and he's very in your corner. So you got a good one there. Yeah,
it was an emotional weekend. Even Liz, because we obviously spent a lot of time together, my wife, his wife, but Laws texted about that a few weeks before class. He had something in my program. It was like incline dumbbell press. It was like 50 kilos for 18 reps. And I read it and I was like, that's a really random number and it's going to be fucking hard. But I did it anyway. So I did 3 sets of 18 with 50 kilo dumbbells. I don't know what that is in America, like 110, 120 pounds.
Yeah, 110.
And I texted him and I was like, what the fuck was with 18 reps? He says, oh, what do you mean? I says, the incline dumbbell press. And he says, oh, it was a typo. He says, did you really do 3 sets of 18? And I was like, yep. And he says, that's why you're one of my that's why you're one of my favorite clients, because you just do. You don't ask, you just do. He says, most other people would text me and complain. So yeah, we have a very good relationship, and I'm very, very grateful for how much he supports me, for sure.
Hell yeah.
So do 18 reps on incline dumbbell.
That's the secret, everyone. 3 sets of 18. Do it now.
That's why you won the dumbbell at Clash.
You want to be a juggernaut or not?
That's the secret a big deadlift, 18 incline dumbbell presses.
So I know we just brushed on it. I know, of course, you'd rather watch the 105s because we're so much entertaining and exciting, and that's where your passion is. But do you have a prediction for World's Strongest Man coming up in 2 weeks? Do you have a podium prediction?
Obviously, Tom Stoltman has to be in the mix. Martin Lisi's. Hard to say. I've actually watched a lot of Pavlo, the Ukrainian guy that won OSG.
Very talented. Very talented.
I don't know if he could podium, but I wouldn't sleep on him. Novikov, it's hard to say because everything that's going on in Ukraine. I don't know. I would have to go Novikov, Lisi's, and Tom, but I couldn't really go in any order. The only thing, I haven't seen Tom much with the behind the neck overhead press. I think he could struggle a bit with that. Although he lost events last year and still won, so World's Strongest Man's always hard to call because there's so many events, and the scores are so sporadic. So I honestly couldn't pick a podium. More so because
who saw Maxine? Who saw Maxine taking third last year before the contest?
I did.
Yeah,
here's my podium prediction for this year. Actually, I'll give you top 4, completely unbiased top 4. Martins, Evan, Bobby, Maxine.
Slow down a little bit.
Yeah, Evan as well.
Martins,
sure.
Evan, Bobby, Maxine.
Okay.
Completely unbiased opinion.
Obviously, being Irish, I want to see Pa do well. I think Pa could get to the finals this year.
He's healthy. If he's healthy, he has a shot.
He's improved quite a lot. And the thing is, the behind the neck overhead press, he pressed 220 yesterday. I think I've seen in training. So
that wasn't bad.
Movements like that are going to fuck a lot of the stronger guys over, stronger guys. They can't split jerk and do this and that. So yeah, let's see. Who knows?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Especially when last minute they have to do behind the neck, where they change it.
Yeah.
So, what does the future hold for Matthew McKeegan? What do you have to look forward to? What do you have lined up for contests?
7.5 weeks time now. I'm in Liverpool at Fit Expo to attempt the 105 world record deadlift again.
Cool.
I didn't really have many aspirations as such to maybe do that, bar the fact that it was going to be in ESPN, a Clash, and that fell through. But we've decided there's so the gym I own and the guys I coach, I don't anymore because the South African guy has it. But the under 90 kilo world record deadlift, under 80 and 105 last year at one stage were all held by people in my gym. So Gavin is going to attempt the under 90 world record again, and there's 2 females coming to attempt Irish deadlift records. And it's all in aid of charity, like a mental health charity, in memory of my father, who sadly passed away last year. So I had no mad aspirations as such to break the deadlift world record. I just want to try and raise as much money as I can for the mental health charity here where I live. And what better way to do it than some heavy deadlifts?
Do we have a way that we can maybe put a link for people to donate to the charity?
Yeah, so I'm just waiting on our graphic designer to have the official poster made. We're going to set up like a GoFundMe page. Because we ran a competition last year around November, just like 2 months after he died. And then when you get all this money invested for a charity event, you still have to spend money on equipment and paying people to come over. And by the time everything was paid for, I wasn't happy with the amount of money we were left with.
Yeah.
So rather than give a charity like a shitty amount of money, I want to wait. We set this GoFundMe page up at the comp. The organisers have agreed to help us. So if we can get like £10,000 or £15,000 raised, it would be amazing. So we've got that. There's Britain's Strongest Man under 105 in September. I'm the defending champion, and then we have OSG. Those are the three main things. There's a qualifier in the UK for Arnold's Ohio in August, but I'm not too sure how I feel about going to Arnold's because we're back as an amateur. I'm not too sure there's any money, or I don't know. But just I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, you're not going to get the best Americans has to offer at the Arnold Amateur because it's an amateur, so the pros can't do it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a good experience. That's the thing about Strongman as well. It's so strange because obviously I have to compete at a pro level, class myself as a professional, but then I can go and do OSG, go and do the Arnold's. The system's fucked.
Yeah, don't worry. We're gonna unfuck it. We're working on it.
Yeah. So yeah, the main focuses are obviously Britain's. I want to retain the British title, and then OSG. I want to win that. The Ireland's OSG 105 comp doesn't have an exact date yet. Laws isn't too fussed on me doing Ireland's, but I want to win Ireland's 5 times. I don't want to just win it once or twice. I want to leave the 105 seen as the best it's ever been in this country. So yeah, I haven't, as I said, like last year, if you'd asked me this, I would have rhymed off with 10 comps. But I've took Loz's advice. We're just focusing on the big ones, the big titles, and the ones you're going to get.
You're at that point, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you don't need the experience anymore. Yeah.
And then there's in August the open weight Ireland's Strongest Man is there, and I don't think Pa is going to do it this year because he's been the world's man. He's won it 5 times. So if Pa doesn't do it, I think I might give that a go, just try and win Ireland's Strongest Man open the once, because if Pa does it, we're not going to win. Like, it's anybody that thinks they're going to be Pa in Ireland are fucking delusional. But yeah, if Pa doesn't do it, I'll maybe give it a go.
What a nice compliment that was to you, Pa.
Great.
Yeah, Pa's very good.
Anthony, before we get into fan question and our ending questions, do you have any additional questions for Matthew?
No, I think he's actually kept me pretty quiet because he explains everything pretty fucking well. I'm having a hard time coming up with questions because he does such a good job answering.
In terms of some of the fan questions, did your soul ever come back after your body from those stones at the end of the Clash finals?
I think about Isaac every night in my sleep. I have nightmares about them 3 stones coming back in 5 seconds. Fuck Isaac.
What are your opinions on someone who's just starting strongman now in 2022?
Get a coach or some sort of program off a website that is decent and reputable. Train hard, enjoy it, and compete as much as you can. Start in beginner novice comps, because there's only so much you'll learn in the gym. There's only so much you'll lift in the gym. You'll perform differently in the gym as you do in a comp. So compete as much as you can. Enjoy it. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, and don't win 2 or 3 comps and think you are a world beater. It's a long road.
Anthony, do you know anywhere you can get reputable programs on a site?
I do. www.strengthfleetcollective.com. One-stop shop with over 50 programs by 23 of the world's best athletes and coaches. Only $35.99. Sign up now. That was a good voice. That was a good sales voice.
Matthew McKeegan.
You're welcome for that lead.
How does strongman training best carry over to boxing?
It does not.
It does
At all.
not. It does not. All right.
Strongman should not
Perfect.
be boxing.
Perfect answer.
And then we kind of touched this on before, but how does traveling from Ireland make things difficult given the travel involved in competing?
Yeah, again, just as we said before, it's just about being prepared, planning ahead, and then just being prepared and plan ahead, and take some sleep medicine.
The famous quote, prepare to win or don't prepare to lose. Oh, I screwed that one up. Anthony, what is it? If you don't prepare, you prepare to fail. Is that the quote?
Fail to prepare or prepare to fail.
Yeah, there we go.
Jesus, that was too bad.
All right. Oh, sorry.
We take our shots here. Matthew McKeegan.
Yeah, but you're lucky you're strong. You're lucky you're strong.
Can't do everything, right?
No.
Matthew, where can people find you if they want to learn more about you?
At Matt McKeegan 93 on Instagram. That is pretty much all I use. That's where you can get me for coaching or just to follow Strongman. The gym is at MK Strength and Fitness 18 if you're ever in Ireland. I don't use Facebook much. I don't have YouTube. My media person keeps telling me to get TikTok. Don't have TikTok. I fucking hate social media. If I wasn't a strongman or I didn't coach, I wouldn't have it. If you follow me, I won't follow you back. I won't look at your shit. I just post my shit and reply to messages for coaching. That is it.
That's how you get followed.
So, yeah.
And then the way we're going to end the show today is that today is actually Anthony Furman's birthday. Tomorrow is actually my birthday. So you're going to sing us happy birthday to finish off the show.
No, well, guess what?
What?
You will not believe this. On Thursday, it's my birthday.
Whoa!
Wait a minute.
Mind blown.
Hold on. I'm gonna fix
some
this.
Strong people born in May. People born in May. That's mad.
Wow, that's.
You know what this is? This is destiny. Because Anthony's first, then you, then me. That's OSG champions.
Destiny? Wow, you heard it here. To us. Happy birthday to Anthony, Nicholas, and Matthew. Well, what a great show, guys. Of course, don't forget to like and comment and subscribe and share it with your friends.
Do it. Don't sit there and change the screen without liking, subscribing, and sharing. Do it now. Don't get off the screen before you do that.
And until next time, stay strong.